what's up, everybody? This is Louis C. Wembley.
And I'm Shanea Wembley.
And this is the Marriage from Scratch podcast.
Where we talk about our journey from scratch.
And we hope we can help you build your journey and your marriage from scratch. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage from Scratch.
What's up?
What's going on? What's going on? And again, thank y'all so much for tuning in and downloading and subscribing and podcasting and all that good stuff. And this has been a great podcast. We've got some incredible feedback from our listeners and all that good stuff. And we are on YouTube, as well as all of your podcast outlets and all that good stuff. So again, this is the Marriage from Scratch podcast, and I am your co-host, Louis C. Wembley, and I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Shanea Wembley.
And we are on episode 8.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to call it family meeting or whatever it is, but so I know we missed last Tuesday. It was the last Tuesday?
Yeah, it was last week. We didn't upload last week.
Yeah, we didn't upload last week, but we have a good reason. We took the boys to Schaumburg.
We took them to Schaumburg. Yep.
And we did like a little vacay. I know because COVID was hard on the kids.
It really was. I don't think people realize how hard COVID was on children.
Yeah.
I mean, adults, yes.
Right.
You know, we had to work from home, but kids didn't get to graduate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Most of them had to stay home from their friends.
Yeah.
Nathan has always been homeschooled. We've been doing homeschool.
Right. We've been doing homeschool with Nathan.
But we were still always able to like go places and do stuff. So even like going to the park, really couldn't do that.
Right.
Because you didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah, didn't want nobody to touch anything. We kept trying to teach them that the world is sick, and we, don't touch this, don't touch that, don't touch that.
Now I'm already a germaphobe.
You are a germaphobe.
So actually, I was the one that was like, I've been prepared for COVID. Y'all just catching up. Y'all caught up.
They talking about some wash your hands 20 seconds. Sinead was like, do 40. 20. It's 20 per hand.
I'm just saying, like, it was like, use hand sanitizer before you touch your face. You wasn't doing that before? Like, you were just touching stuff and putting your hands on your face?
You was that mom that was watching the CDC commercial like this. Where's the information? Right.
I thought we all was doing that.
Obviously, we was not. So yes, you was ready for you were ready for COVID-19.
I've been ready for COVID.
Yeah, but Nathan was honestly.
But
he was not.
So we took them to Legoland. We went to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. Legoland,
so we did a few things. Actually, I vlogged most of it, so I will be posting those vlogs pretty soon.
Yeah,
but we took a break just for the boys because
it was needed.
Not necessarily. Well, Zach too, but really Nathan, he's the one that needed the most.
Yeah, he's at that pivotal age right now. He's 6, and this is where your memories are getting locked in. When you're, child psychologists teach that children begin to lock their memories in at around that 4, 5, and 6 era. So this is that stage where he's going to remember stuff for the rest of his life. Like I still got memories from when I was 6.
Me too.
So. And I'm 31, you know what I'm saying? So this is that stage. So yeah, we took a break, y'all. So we didn't drop the podcast. We didn't forget about all our followers and listeners. We had to take a little family vacay and let our boys jump in some water, and let them splash, let them play, let them eat, let them stay up later than usual.
Right.
Just to give them a sense of normalcy, as kids kind of migrating. And Zach is what you would technically call a COVID-19 baby.
Right. He was a quarantine baby. So Zach is way more attached to me and primarily me because I'm the one to blame. I've really spoiled him. But it's really because of a good reason. But anyway, the person on my right, she doesn't understand. That's neither here nor there.
No, you're not going to do that on this podcast.
That's neither here nor there.
I am a good father. Hold on, let me.
Never said you was. Oh my God. Okay, so
I just wanted to
if y'all haven't noticed, we got new equipment too, and homeboy
We got these buttons.
I'm just touching buttons.
Wow.
No, but seriously. So, yeah, this is episode 8, and we try to start off every podcast with a truth is, and this truth is going to be a little different. We don't want to start off with something too funny, but we really want to talk about our future, and we want to talk about like a long-term goal for us individually, a long-term goal for us collectively. So, my long-term goal individually is to have a successful life coaching consulting business.
Yeah.
I would love to consult celebrities. I would love to consult business CEOs. I really just feel like that's what's on my life. You know what I mean? Like I love preaching the gospel, but man, I just love sitting down with people who are trying to grow their value or who are already high value or who are trying to discover their value. I really just want to help them become better at what they do.
Yeah.
I can see myself doing that though.
I've always told Louis that. I always told Louis, why weren't you a car salesman? Like, Louis could sell anybody anything, and I'm not lying. Like,
you get on my nerves. You've been saying it forever.
since we've been married, well, not even before we was married, when we was just dating, when we was courting, I've told Louis, like, dude, you should have been a car salesman. You could sell anybody anything. It's good and bad, because it's the wrong person. He just be, Louis is such an encourager. Man, you was killing. You got it. You come on. Here go an idea. And I be like, why? When you know they can't keep up with it, why?
But because I'm always trying to get people to discover greater levels of value in them. So that's my personal long-term goal. I would love to have a thriving, successful life coaching business. I hate to use the word life coaching because everybody's a life coach right now, but I would love to have a thriving consulting business where I am giving practicality for cultural issues, femininity issues within the workplace. I mean, I want to speak into that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my personal goal. What's a long-term personal goal for you?
A long-term personal goal for me would be having a storefront for
like a bakery, a bakery cafe. Yeah. That would be dope. That would be really dope.
It wouldn't be like the big like store yet. It would still be like something small, like I say like something like kitchen, like little waiting area. So
do you remember back in the day? Have you ever been to Caribou Cafe or Caribou Coffee?
No.
Do you remember? Man, what was that spot called back in the day? It was like a cafe style. And they had like live music. I can't even think of it, but that could be something you should think about doing. Nobody's ever done that, like a dessert lunch.
Right. So that'll be my like big
long-term goal. I got you.
Big long-term goal. That's like I got a big store.
I got you.
Because we've been talking about this since forever.
We have
about the having the music and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like actually having like so where people can come pick up, so I'm not always having to do deliveries.
Right.
Right now I do deliveries because I don't want people at my house. I'm sorry, I love y'all. Thank you for your support. Bless you, but I don't like people.
We love you though.
I love you.
Cash up.
I'll bring it to you.
But don't come here.
But I don't like people in my space.
No, I get you. I definitely get it. I think you know what? Now that we're talking about this, I think this is something that couples need to do.
Yeah.
Couples need to take time and interview each other to ask each other, what's your personal long-term goal?
Yeah.
Now, and you have to be okay. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
You got to be okay with their long-term goal not having anything
to do with you. Yeah.
Because Shanea Lee Company's long-term goal has nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. And my long-term goal of having my own coaching business or mentorship business or whatever has nothing to do with you.
Right, but it has nothing to do with us, and that spouse should still support.
Yeah, it should still, right, that spouse should still support. I agree 1,000%. Another long-term goal I have, and I know this just came out of nowhere. I think since we've been doing Manifest stuff a lot lately, and me been editing and preparing for Manifest, I would love to do like a soaking recording where we don't have like full robust songs, but it's just like an hour of declarations, chants,
That'd be nice.
It's just something I've been thinking. Okay, collectively, what's the long-term goal for us as a couple? Dream house?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the long-term goal.
Yes.
Dream
and
house.
Space.
Yeah.
The space in the dream house is
Yeah,
what we
yeah. Having multiple rooms where we can do what we want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I need an office, you need an office.
Yeah.
I need an area to where it's just all my baking stuff.
Yeah.
And I need it separate from the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah. I agree.
And the boys need their own space.
Right. Now, Zach, he needs his own floor. Because that joker
the whole house.
All right, so you said the buzzword that we're going to talk about in this episode. You gave the buzzword, which is space.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, in this episode, let me breathe. Let me breathe. And we titled it Let Me Breathe for our podcast, but I also wanted to kind of have an undertone to what's going on in the culture right now. The George Floyd case is going on right now in Minnesota, and we're believing for justice to be served. And so that's my prayer. I'm praying that justice is served, and because he was killed, that wasn't an accident. That was a murder. Yeah. And but anyway, we titled this episode "Let Me Breathe." And for a subtitle, we wanted to talk about giving your spouse space. Giving your spouse space. Giving your spouse space in a relationship and in a marriage. And so let's jump into that for a little bit, if that's all right. When you think about the word space in a marriage or giving your spouse space, like, what do you think that means?
I think it means space to grow, to be you. Space to, I think just grow.
Yeah. I think when we talk about giving your spouse space, I think the first thing is we got to allow each other to have a space for our personal life.
Yeah.
And when we talk about having space for our personal life, we're really talking about having space for our own goals. Is what we talked about before.
Right.
We having space for your own dreams. Having space for your own aspirations, and then having space for your own ideas. Like, you need that space in a relationship and in a marriage so that you don't lose yourself inside the marriage. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's very possible for that to happen. Like, I've seen it happen so many times with people, like with couples, like, especially if you marry somebody that's like building something, doing something, pursuing something, or come from something. It's easy for you to get lost in like their world of things. And you know, so let me first say this. You want to say something of that?
I was going to say it's easy for 10, 15 years to go past, and you look up and you like, well, what do I have for me?
Right.
And it's not to say that.
Right.
Like, what you build, like if you build, and it's not to say that I'm not a part of, or what's the word I'm looking for? It's not to say that I'm excluded from it.
Right.
But you.
Right.
That those are your dreams.
Right.
Your
This is what I'm building. Even though you're not separated from it, you have you reap the benefits of it.
Right.
But it's something that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's something, and it goes vice versa. You know, like it's something that you're doing. I'm gonna reap from what you're doing, but it's what you're doing. And I think we got to deal with this myth too. There's a myth in a lot of people's mindset when it comes to relationships that, you know, when you get married, you got to sacrifice your life.
Right.
When you get married, there's no hope. There's no individuality. There's no sense of uniqueness. You got to bend your whole life for the person you're married with. Total domination, total submission.
Yeah, I just want to say something real fast. We really need to redefine the word submission.
We really do.
I feel like they put a lot of pressure on themselves to what. Okay, y'all gonna counsel me, but I don't care. To what our grandmothers and our grandfathers
said,
exactly what they define as submission. So you put a lot of pressure on yourself, unnecessary pressure, and then you break and you try to figure out Why is my wife having a mental breakdown? Or why is my husband?
Right.
Why are they acting this way? What's going on? Why do they feel like they can't do this? Why she don't want to get out the bed? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
All that pressure. People don't understand that, but that. Never mind. We're going down the rabbit hole.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, it's true. Like, all of that pressure pulls you away from yourself.
Yeah.
It pulls you away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So you lost you because you were trying to live up to some false definition of what submission means.
Exactly.
So I know we're in a monolithic culture in the Christian world, and I hate that it's monolithic.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't stand the monolithic culture that's in the Christian world. But nevertheless, I preach for them, I teach for them, I fellowship with them. But I'm going to do my absolute best to be more purposeful in sharing the original settings of this stuff so that people can be free. You know what I'm saying? You don't just submit to me. I submit to you.
Exactly.
I make it known I belong to Shanea.
Right.
That's what Paul was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Make it be known. Make it, wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands. Make it be known that this is my husband. This is who I am married to. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead. So that myth needs to be debunked, because whether we realize this or not, y'all, your life doesn't end when you get married.
Yeah.
Now, you may not be able to move as fast,
right,
and hop on a plane, hop on a jet, Corvette, you know what I'm saying? You know, y'all, you like how I do mine? You know.
Let's get some on there.
Whoa. You know, okay.
You need to check your oil.
Well, like a Chevy one. You might not be able to move as fast and get around as fast, but your life doesn't end.
No.
You just gotta set stuff up in place to make sure that your marriage and your family is covered.
It's communication.
That's all it is. You can still travel. You can still go Disney World. Well, what they want to go now? Dubai and stuff. You can still go Dubai and get lost with them, you know, whatever's out there. You just gotta have babysitters. You know what I'm saying? It's just, your life doesn't end, but it does get rerouted. Mm-hmm. Marriage doesn't end your life. It reroutes how you live it. Does that make sense? Marriage doesn't end your life. It reroutes how you live your life.
Yeah.
And so go ahead. I didn't know if you were about to say something. Go ahead.
I was. It was just. I was about to say. We were talking about. Rerouting. Rerouting. It's just.
The communication side.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had a brain fart. No. The whole, like you say, you with the whole babysitter, but it's more so just. Now you gotta check your calendar. Like, it's stuff I be wanting to do. Like, I'm supposed to be going to go help a friend of ours who's about to have her baby. I'm supposed to go help her and get her nursery, help her with her nursery and whatnot. But now I just can't, as a friend, when you're a single friend, you could just get up and go.
Right.
But now you gotta go, hey, what's your calendar like? You could still have that girlfriend time, or chilling with my boys. You could still have that time, that individual, that separate time. You could still do that. You just gotta, what you gotta do on this day, at this time. Okay, well, you gotta teach at this. You gotta teach at 7. I leave at 1, and I'll be back by 4. You see what I'm saying? It's just,
it's learning how to. It's rerouting so that nobody feels dropped, overlooked. You know what I'm saying? I just think we got to look at it different. That's all. I don't want to get stuck there, but the reason why I wanted to say this is because whoever you marry comes with a level of baggage to agree. Yeah. Sometimes baggage is beautiful. Mm-hmm. Sometimes baggage is unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Sometimes baggage is selfish. Mm-hmm. But no matter who you marry, everybody has a level of baggage to agree. It can be their parents, it can be their in-laws, it can be their siblings. Yeah. It can be their bad credit, whatever it looks like. Everybody has baggage to a degree, and you got to be okay with knowing that, hey, there's a level of baggage in this relationship, but I'm willing to help you carry that baggage into a better place in our relationship and into the future. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you need space in your relationship so that you can have a personal life. Mm-hmm. All right. So you can have a personal life. I think the reason why you need space in your marriage is so that your spouse can have their own relationships.
Yeah.
And I know this will sound kind of touchy, especially in a millennial Gen X culture where, you know, we look at relationships as doors of temptation or doors that lead to, improper behavior. But I am a firm believer in having individual relationships respectfully. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
But yeah, it's not like your spouse will just be like out with somebody like total opposite of who they are.
Right.
It's about, I mean, come on, it's character.
Right.
So, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's not like you're gonna be with somebody that doesn't have your value system,
right?
Or doesn't have your morals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that. Now, if you hanging with people like that,
I was just gonna say, then that's a problem.
That's a problem.
You need to be asking yourself, what am I searching for?
Yeah. Or what's in me that's that immature that I gotta hang with somebody that's opposite of my morals? Like that's
Exactly.
that's a maturity issue. I'm not talking about that. I don't even want to talk about that because that's a waste of thought. You shouldn't even, if you are
right. So right.
Go ahead.
My point was to say that you should have trust in your spouse's separate friends.
Right.
Because it's not like it's gonna be somebody outside of their
And
character.
can I go further and say that even if they have the opposite sex?
Right.
Even if they have the opposite sex, you have male friends that you have known your whole life. They're not. I'm not saying you got male friends where you calling them and talking to them something like that.
Right. Because I don't.
But you got right. I'm saying, but you have space to have male friends, and I have space to have female friends. But watch this. Both are introduced to each other.
Yeah.
In every aspect.
Right. Ain't no secrecy.
Right.
It's
right.
I was talking to blah blah blah.
Right. There's no secrecy, and the reason why you need individual relationships in a marriage is because you need your own community of people. You need your own text thread.
Listen, I got a couple of text threads with
Come on, I got a couple too. I'm in a couple text threads. I'm in a couple Facebook groups. Because you need your own individuality. And as a husband, I respect that. I don't expect you to be. I'm not. Let me say this. When you have been accustomed to communicating a certain way to a specific type of person, that communication can make you feel like you're suffocating. Like, for example, Shanea knows I'm real delicate about my feet, my dogs. I don't want you to don't talk about my feet. You can talk about my head, my weight, my toe. You don't talk about my feet. Now watch this. If she has to walk, you looking kind of stuffed. You look like you don't agree with me. No, but I'm saying if you already have to walk on eggshells with me because I'm gonna get mad if you bring this up,
right?
Or I'm gonna get tensed up if you bring this up, or I can't even talk to him about that because he's going to go down a rabbit hole and he's going to start thinking about da-da-da-da-da. I can talk, you see what I'm saying? If you already have these different fences guarding the conversation, you're going to feel suffocated. The reason why you need your own relationship is so that you can just breathe. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can just talk to somebody. You need to talk to another woman.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be real. You've been talking to kids. You talking to the boys 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day.
And it got so bad one time at the beginning. I started talking like I used to talk to grown-ups like babies.
You start talking to grown-ups like babies. You do.
I would say stuff like, I gotta go potty. I'll be back. They'd be like, Shanea, you're a whole adult. Talk about potty.
Right.
My bad. I got a 5-year-old.
Right. I mean, seriously, like you communicate. You get used to communicating with a certain type of people, and it stops you from learning how to communicate with people on your peer level or in your relationship or in your circle. So you need your own relationship so that you can have that space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another thing too, I think we got to talk about, and we running out of time. We actually went over our time. We wanted to be done with this a few minutes ago, but we got to wrap it. We got to go through this. Another reason why you need space in your marriage in your marriage is because we have to understand is that we can't be intimidated by our need for space. Like I'm not intimidated by your need for space.
Right.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think when we begin to feel intimidated, it might be because there's something deeper in us that's causing us to feel rejected, hated, despised, overlooked, unloved, unwanted, or whatever that looks like, because we're intimidated by your need for space.
Right.
Like we shouldn't be. That should not be the case.
It shouldn't.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It should not be the case. You should not have a problem with me needing space.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You want to say something? I could go down a rabbit hole with that.
No, keep going because my thoughts ain't coming together.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I think the last thing we'll talk about, and then we'll give y'all some takeaway points because this is very vital to a marriage and to a relationship. The last point is you have to give your spouse space to define themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You have to give your spouse space to define themselves.
Especially because during a marriage, you should be learning yourself.
Yeah.
More and more every day.
Yep.
You should learn something new about yourself.
Yep. You should. You should be discovering something new about yourself, and it is extremely selfish.
Whether it's good or bad.
Whether it's good or bad, that's true. Matter of fact, you actually might find more bad about yourself at the beginning than good, because your spouse at the beginning is going to be really challenging your habits.
Man. Okay.
Can I be?
No. That when you first get married, until that marriage is going to tell you about yourself, your own issues, because you're living with somebody that's doing the opposite of what you've been doing your whole life. Mm-hmm. And it's very immature to be pointing at your spouse like, look what you're doing, look what you're doing.
Right.
When you could, because you should. Never mind.
No, you good.
I thought it's gone.
You're fine. No, seriously, you are really going to be sizing yourself up against their ways, and they're going to be highlighting your issues. They highlighted all of my issues at the beginning of our marriage, and I didn't even realize I was doing stuff until she said it. Why you leave this out? Why you put this right? I'm like, why are you always running behind me? And then I realized that's not normal for me to just leave stuff around. Like, that's not cool. I need to change that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I need to change that. Like, that's not normal, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think it's selfish, but I'll say this too, and we're gonna wrap this up. It's selfish for me as a husband to tell you I'm gonna define you. Mm-hmm. That's selfish. Mm-hmm. Space gives your spouse space. Space gives your spouse space. Space gives your spouse the ability to develop their own definition. Mm-hmm. When we got married, you were printing T-shirts.
When we got married, no, actually, when we had Nathan. I had the desire to do T-shirts and clothes, but then that desire went from that to baking.
Right.
So, the funny thing about creativity is you think it's in one area, but it can actually be in another.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. So, and it's not just in that. It don't mean limit your space. I mean, limit yourself to one thing either.
Right.
But that being creative with wanting to do T-shirts opened my eyes to, oh, well, maybe I like the decorating part, which got to when the whole story about how I got started baking. It gave me the creativity to do all that. Yeah. But my whole point was to even in your career, because you could graduate in your career too.
You can change your career. Yeah. You can switch. You can emerge. You can change it. You can quit it. You can walk away. I mean, yeah.
You can study something else.
Yep. You could be studying something else while in something else. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah. I agree. So I think you got to give your spouse space for them to define themselves. Like, space is more than just, I need to go drive. No, space is me trying to learn me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think when we deal with that, it leads me to my kind of final point that I want to make is as a married person, no matter how young you are or old you are, you got to remember these 3 things, and then we're going to wrap this up. Number 1, space doesn't mean separation. Space doesn't mean separation. Number 2, space doesn't mean a lack of intimacy. All right? But then lastly, number 3, space is needed for every new chapter of your life. So you as a wife or a mother or a husband or you as a husband, you have a baby, that's a new chapter. So it's going to require a new level of space.
Yeah, to figure that stuff out.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You as you just got your degree, you looking for a job, you looking for a career, it's going to require a new level of space.
Yeah.
So for even the loss of a loved one, you lost somebody that was dear to your life, it's going to require a level of space. You see what I'm saying? But
and ministry.
Even ministry, it's going to require a level of space. But space doesn't mean separation. And I think that's the hard part about giving your spouse space, because we think if I give you space, you're going to find somebody else in that space, or you're gonna give intimacy away. And I think we gotta kind of outgrow that, or run away from that fear, because if I don't give you the space you need, you won't become who you want to be.
You won't. You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You won't. You'll feel less fulfilled.
Yeah.
You'll this in my opinion is how you avoid midlife crisis.
Oh yeah.
Depression.
Yes.
Anxiety.
Yes.
Suicide. This is how you avoid it.
Yeah.
Mark out your space. You see what I'm saying? So, but.
And space from kids too. I was just thinking, like.
Yeah.
Like I love my kids. I love them, but having Shanea Lee Company give me that space to not wrap myself up around them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're gonna go to college. They're gonna get married. Well, if they go to college.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to school. They're gonna go away, get married, have friends. They ain't gonna. Nathan now be like, I don't want to hang with y'all.
Nathan will start with you. Oh, that's my friends. Oh, okay. And me and Shanea be sitting on the couch somewhere, and he'll come walking right up near us, and our friends would be like, "Nate, you wanna go play?" And I'd be like, "He done, y'all.
He done.
He done. He not even listening to us. He is done. He go to iPad." And I'd be like, "You wanna go play with him?" Nah, I'm okay. he really is his own kid. So, but all right, y'all, this was a great episode. We talked about letting your spouse breathe. This was episode 8 of the Marriage from Scratch podcast, and I am your co-host, Louis C. Wembley, and I'm joined by my lovely wife,
Shanea Wembley.
Now listen.
Oh, if you finish the whole episode, go on the last post and say, "Give me some space."
Give me my space, or space. Give me some space. Let me breathe. All right? Stay tuned for our next episode. It's going to be amazing. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. All right? And YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for subscribing. And we're looking forward to our next episode, episode 9. We got one more after that, episode 10. And then that's it for season 1. And we're going to come back with season 2 shortly after that. All right?
Yep.
All right, everybody.